What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. We are here this Saturday afternoon officially reviewing the newly released Elevation. Now, before we get into the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to follow me on all the social media pages. And without further ado, let's get into it. I will say the plus side of today is I finally got my Terrifier 3 cup. It's one of those things where I don't ever want to pay the money for them, but obviously now that the movie's kind of out of theaters, it's on sale. So I had no problem using one of my gift cards that I got for my birthday from my students to spend the $8 and get the cup. The other plus side is one of the biggest flops of the year being Borderlands. They had extra of the popcorn buckets. So I used one of my free rewards for my 175th movie and got a free popcorn, but they gave it to me in one of the Borderlands boxes because, according to the guy, they need to get rid of them. But then we go into a movie that really the premise of this movie is very similar to Alien. Now, when you are looking at Elevation, you have Anthony Mackie, you have a big name actor in it. He obviously is taking over the role as Captain America. And what this movie really centers around is himself, Kate, a lady named Kate, and Nina trying to go back down below Elevation to get oxygen for Will's son, which is played by Anthony Mackie. Now, the premise of this movie really centers around a creature or creatures called the Reapers. And what they have done is this movie is set 3 years later. They are really forcing everybody up. Now, what it is they just kill to kill people. Let's just say what it is. And so what they have to do is find a way to get below the elevation levels to provide and find oxygen for Will's son. Now, during this time, you really have a dad that cares. You have Nina, who is a physicist trying to figure out ways to defeat the Reaper. And then you have Kate, who kind of just tags along, but it's Will's ex-wife's best friend, or Will's wife's best friend, not ex-wife. She was killed, but it's not really a spoiler because it tells you within 3 minutes of the movie what happens. Now, in this time, you see the journey they have to go on and the challenges they face as they try to go below the line and find the oxygen to ultimately save Will's son. Now, when it comes to movies like this, you really don't want to compare it to other films. But like I said, this movie to me is really like an Alien or an Alien Romulus, except it's based in Colorado and it's based in a wilderness type setting. So you're not really set in space where you have that kind of creature. Now, as the movie went on, the hard part of a movie like this is you understand the plot very early and you already know what's going to happen. And as the movie went on, you really started to feel that whatever prediction you make in your head is what's going to be the outcome. And in my head, I was correct. Now, in this movie, I found myself ultimately reach a point of boredom. There's not a lot. There is some action, but it's not something that's going to put it over the top. You don't really feel that the Reaper has what I would consider a strong role in the movie. So it's about an hour and a half, and what it really felt like was you maybe had 15 minutes or less of the Reaper actually showing what the Reaper does. And so for me, that kind of took away from this movie. It kind of put it in a perspective where you really are focusing on the main storyline of the dad trying to save his son, with the two ladies that are accompanying him on this journey to defeat the Reapers. But it just kind of gets lost. The point of the Reaper kind of gets lost. So, yes, they highlighted a lot, but you don't see them as much as you kind of would expect. Now, getting into rating, for me, this movie's probably around a 2 out of 5. It's not necessarily a movie that I will see again because I won't, but it's definitely one of those movies where with My Regal, it is shown select times. So it kind of shows where they think the movie is going to go, or at least what the numbers would be. For me, this is a movie that you would expect to be released on a streaming service and not in the middle of a theater or during or having a theatrical release, I should say. So for me, Elevation is a 2 out of 5. It's an okay movie, not anything spectacular, and I know that's hard to say because a lot of money's being pumped in. But like I said, when a movie does not live up to what an audience wants, the reviews are going to be that way. As I was leaving the theater, I went and looked and saw that it's kind of hovering around the 50% mark, 5 out of 10 rating. So even some other critics feel the same way. Now, like I said, Elevation is out now. If it's a type of movie you want to see, go check it out. But for me, it's not a movie that I'm going to recommend you rush to theaters to go see. Now, before we go, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to go follow me on all the social medias. Tomorrow, I am going to be releasing a video about movie subscriptions because there are a lot of questions I have seen raised about movie subscriptions, what you get with the subscriptions, and so we will highlight that in a video tomorrow. So make sure to hit the subscribe button, check out the other videos, and I will talk to you all later.